Many grants and funds claim to help small, grassroots, community-led organizations, but most of them are designed in a way that excludes the very groups they claim to want to support. Applying for grants isn't just filling out a form and getting a check. It's hours of paperwork, detailed reports, budget breakdowns, and justification after justification just for a chance at funding. And that's before you even know if you're going to get anything. Many applications also request sensitive data, detailed financials, community demographics, impact data. And even if we don't get the grant, they still use that data, not to help us, but to market themselves to their donors and their boards. As they claim to be building relationships with grassroots organizations, they're actually fishing for data. They're asking us about community insights, about needs, about trends. And then they use that information to shape their messaging, define their strategy, and justify their impact to funders. But here's the catch. They don't credit the organizations that provided those insights. They rarely fund or resource the groups they extract knowledge from. We do the work, we provide the expertise, and they turn around and present it as their community engagement strategy. And what do we get in return? Nationwide, only about 35% of grant proposals receive funding. But when we break that down by race, predominantly white-led organizations receive funding 86% of the time. And it's not just about approval rates, it's about access to resources. Black-led nonprofits typically have 76% fewer unrestricted assets than their white-led counterparts, meaning we're forced to operate with fewer financial safety nets while still being expected to deliver the same impact. Let me give you an example. We applied for a $1,000 grant, just $1,000, and were required to do a 30-minute meeting to justify why we needed it. The time spent applying, preparing, and attending that meeting was actually worth more than the grant itself. Another example, we applied for funding from our state's largest foundation. They denied us without ever reaching out for missing details or clarification. But after rejecting us, they had the audacity to ask us for community insights. That's not partnership, that's exploitation. And this isn't just about paperwork, it's about power. These foundations pick and choose which Black-led group gets funded, creating division and scarcity among us. Instead of supporting the whole ecosystem of Black-led movements, they force us to compete against each other for scraps. Meanwhile, large nonprofits with paid grant writers breeze through this process and collect millions in funding, while small grassroots movements like ours spend time and energy we would rather be putting into our communities, trying to get resources from institutions that have no business sitting in judgment of our work. Now, I want to be fair. Not all foundations operate this way. We recently had a positive experience with a local foundation who, with behind-the-scenes advocacy on our behalf, awarded us a grant. That funding is allowing us to invest in our educational programs and provide stipends to our dedicated collective members. This is what real support looks like. No unnecessary barriers, just investment in Black-led solutions. I've made a personal commitment to be loud about these barriers because this isn't just about my collective. It's about every Black-led movement who is shut out of funding while their work is exploited, and I refuse to be quiet.